Hi, and welcome to the Q&A section of our storage management sub-track within the SNIA track. Hopefully you've already had introductions, but we're going to do them again. I'm Rochelle Alvers. I'm a storage technology enablement architect at Intel, and I represent Intel on the SNIA board of directors and a few other spots. I'm also the chair of the Scalable Storage Management Twig, which develops the swordfish specification that we've been talking about for the last hour. Along with me is my partner in crime, Phil Caton. Phil?
Hi, yes, I am Phil Caton. I am a senior staff engineer at Intel Corporation. I do a lot of research on fabrics and storage. I also happen to be the vice chairperson of the Open Fabrics Alliance, and I represent OFA to the various standards organizations, and then try to help out where I can with SNIA and DMPF.
All right, so we're going to try and hit some Q&A that have come in from the last couple of sessions, as well as I would encourage anyone with any questions to go ahead on the panel on your right, go and to the Q&A section and post questions. All right. So the first question is, Rochelle talked earlier about OFA being an open organization. Can you describe what that means and how to interact with them? So Phil, I will give you that one.
Hi, yes, we are an open organization. Anyone can join, anyone can contribute. We don't build standards. We're here to basically enable the industry. And we have the Open Fabrics Working Group is one of our larger working groups for building the Open Fabrics Management Framework. And we're just again, it's just people who want to join, people who want to contribute, they're welcome.
All right, let's see.
Probably said a lot more eloquently on the website.
All right, let's see. Do we have anything in the feed yet, or do I go on to? Okay. Oh, great question. Where do you see the collaboration of OFA and SNIA in 5 years? Having a really, really, really long alliance agreement at that point is my guess. We have a lot of work to do right now that we know is going to be focused on the next year or so. And I think what that's going to do is actually bring the organizations very close together. One of the strengths that SNIA has is multiple organizations within the SNIA. We have, and I've mentioned, I'm chair of the Storage Management Initiative, which focuses on promoting and education around storage management, but we have some other organizations as well, like the Network Storage Forum, that focuses on promoting and providing education about the underlying technologies, as well as workloads, use cases, things like that. So there's really a great opportunity for the OFA and SNIA to partner there, because we have some of these education and marketing channels that the OFA doesn't have quite to that extent. They don't have the dedicated organizations for that. So there's a lot of opportunities there for these areas we're collaborating. The other piece of that, and Phil can weigh in on some of the details here, is we have a lot of fabric types to get through. You rattled a list of them off a little bit ago, but I think just getting all of those flushed out, as well as pre-enabling for some future fabric technologies, right, is going to take us a while. So Phil, your thoughts?
Yeah, so the OFA's main goal is to deliver unified and cross-platform transport independent software and APIs. We're trying to make sure that fabrics work well together, and people can get access, and workloads can get access to those fabrics and the resources that are on them. And it's in everyone's best interest if they all play well together.
Okay, just looking to see if we have any other questions coming in here. I'll encourage folks, again, go to the Q&A panel on the right and submit your questions. Otherwise, Phil and I will just be talking to each other here. Let's see. One of the other questions that came up is, how does NVMe OF come into play with the all of this work in the OFA and fabrics management. And what work do we have to do there?
It's a great question. So as you know, Rochelle and the SM, and I'm helping out in that as well, are trying to increase the fabrics management, fabrics configuration, and composability and provisioning of NVMe and NVMe fabrics. And a big part of that is finding out what fabrics are available, how to access them, and how to configure them so remote hosts can get access to them. Well, there seems to be a gap that I think that we can fill by working together to enable easier, more and better APIs for hey, I have these physical resources. I want to virtualize these resources and export them over any fabrics that are available in order to make them useful to hosts. And that is something that I think all these organizations working together is very, very quickly going to fix.
Yeah, and it starts to make our Venn diagram and bubbles of showing where our alliance agreements get really complicated, because we now have 4 organizations working together to make sure that you have the manageability within Redfish and Swordfish for this comprehensive fabric management, and then an application of that using the NVMe OF, which is very interested in multiples of those specific technologies, putting the whole thing together.
Right, and the various fabrics consortiums, Gen Z is a good example. They're working. So yes, the Venn diagram is going to get large and complex, and it's probably better eventually served as a list.
Yeah. The nice thing I like about the Venn diagrams, though, is it actually shows you, we're really, really trying hard not to reinvent any wheels here. Right. We try to go to the experts in each area. DMTF does servers, SNIA does storage, OFA does fabrics. We can put the whole whole piece together there, and then the overlay the NVMe OF on top, and they've got all that base instrumentation from the other 3 organizations, providing them everything they need to instrument and manage NVMe OF environments.
Right, and the Venn diagram also serves to illustrate communication, because if the organizations aren't communicating, they're either talking to the wrong organization or they're trying to invent it in-house, whereas they can go to one of the partner organizations and, hey, this has already been worked out. Let's just figure out how to work it together.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, next question. We just have a couple more minutes here. Are SNIA and OFA worldwide organizations? How can international folks get involved? That's another really good question. So the SNIA is the US basically is the global presence and where we do all of our technical development for SNIA worldwide. We also have affiliates and of different forms, regional affiliates, committees, and the like around the world that help take the work we're doing and make those available globally, doing things like marketing and promotion, as well as spec translation into various languages. So there's a lot of engagement points there, depending on exactly where in the scale you want to get involved. We also, when we have folks around the world trying to engage directly with the SNIA technical work groups or with other groups, we work very hard to adjust the times to make sure that we can get the broad participation. So we do strongly encourage international participation through SNIA, but in that balanced model where the technical work all comes through SNIA US or SNIA Global, and partnering with, for location-specific marketing and education needs through our regional affiliates. Phil, you want to give an overview on OFA?
Sure. We invite participation from anyone who wants to participate, for one thing. There are a number of membership levels if you want more influence or voting rights and that sort of thing. But just to contribute, we value anyone from anywhere.
All right. We have just a few seconds left here of our time and try to be cognizant and get us back on track. We will wrap this up now. Thank you, Phil, for your presentation. It was excellent. If you guys have more questions, please contact us at storagemanagement@snia.org. And with that, we will transition into our next presentation that takes us and switches gears a little bit. Takes us to computational storage. We'll see you there in a minute.